Welcome to my presentation, dear learners. Now I'm going to read out an article from an English newspaper, education chapter. How you can prepare to get a perfect score on your IELTS exam. This article is written Zabin Tazrin Nashita. Despite vowing to take an entire month to indulge myself in hobbies after graduation, I began feeling restless, having nothing to do, and I decided to sit for International English Language Testing System IELTS. Preparing for the test indeed delayed inevitable existential dread of figuring out what to do with my life. I took the test after a week of preparation and scored overall band score 9 with a 9 in reading, listening and speaking and 8 in writing, which happened to be an unexpected but pleasant surprise. Since then, I have had more requests to help people out with their IELTS preparation than I have made acquaintances, which is the reason behind writing this. So, without further ado, let me take you through the motion of how my IELTS preparation went. Do your research. By research, I really mean that you should annoy every single one of your friends who recently sat for the test about how they registered, when, where, and why. Get a feel for what to expect, whether you want to sign up online or a person, and most importantly, the facilities of the venue you are going to be attending. I decided to go to the venue in person to check it out, but for the sake of convenience, you may complete the process online. Consider whether you would be more comfortable taking the computer based test or the paper based one. I personally took the computer based test because I thought it would be close to my test preparation at home and also more convenient for the writing segment. Not to mention, my handwriting is awful. If you are more comfortable attending test in conventional manner, paper based test might better for you. Access where you are at. Before registering, take a moment to set target and evaluate how long you might need to prepare. It's not necessary to score super high. You are attending IELTS for higher studies. Universities general accept score of 7 on all bands. My personal target was somewhere around 8, and I took a free mock test online to gauge my capabilities. I personally found that mock tests and tend to be more restrictive, so don't get too anxious over receiving a lower score. Keep in mind that there is one way evaluate how well you are doing in writing or speaking unless you sign up for paid online mock test and in person and offered by IELTS coaching. I specifically recommend this for more from a Bangla medium background like me, as I was absolutely not confident in my speaking one day of the test. Gather your resources. It's important you don't know listen to people who hand you a list of books or to practice. If you try to practice using too many resources at the same time, it's likely you will end up spending money unnecessarily. And IELTS is expensive enough on its own and not have a solid preparation. I used a website called IELTS Online Test where there are free mock tests and simulated test environments. As for speaking and writing, I found YouTube videos, IELTS instructor, and practiced along. Utilize doom scrolling. I have an obscene screen time, so I was inevitably getting sidetracked by Instagram reels while studying. So instead of taking measure to be the better person, I decided to work smarter, not harder. I searched IELTS and related keywords few time and let the algorithm do its thing. Soon my feed was filled with IELTS content from informative videos to broadline brain routing, humorous skits. I was able to enhance my IELTS preparation while procrastinating. Strategies. Approach the test with strategies. Practice a few times to find your group because evenly distributing time for every section in reading or writing may not be effective. The second writing task holds more weight and one of reading passages will be more difficult than others where you should ideally spend more time reading every sentence word for word. It's time consuming and often counterproductive. I suggest reading the question before you read the past during reading and in the breaks during listening. Try not to panic while listening because you can make up to mistakes before your band score decreases. I zoned out and missed a question and had to remind myself to simply tune back in. As for speaking, keep a general structure in your head as it's subject to change depending on your interviewer. The most important part is to keep taking. It's not an interviewer where you have to answer with accuracy or boost your vocabulary. You simply have to build a rapport with your examiner and have a natural conversation. This is where I got lucky, and as I had super friendly examiner who patiently let me launch into tangents and followed up with questions. The best game plan is one that works for you, and there is really no other way to find it than practice. Keep it simple and hold on to your focus. Hopefully, you will reach your goal. Thank you very much cordially for listening my voice and watching the video clips.